With Irish credit unions in decline and much larger competitors drowning out our 5% share of voice, we knew we'd have to be bravely different to save the movement. Strategically, we convinced a member-owned organisation to focus on loans over membership. We evolved our media approach to maximise reach and recency and target our audience in more contextually relevant ways. And creatively, we eschewed category norms through our use of brand mascots over real people. Each of these decisions to embrace change were inherently risky, but our bravery was rewarded with what has become the credit union's most successful campaign ever. Often viewed as the David to the monstrous Goliath of the commercial banks, credit unions play a vital role in the Irish economy. They democratise access to finance for people and communities across the country. But this valuable role has been increasingly under threat. Aggressive marketing from commercial banking in Ireland in the last decade has squeezed credit unions, with 165 credit unions closing or restructuring between 2011 and 2019. In addition to increased competitive pressure from the banks, new market entrants like An Post, another well-trusted Irish brand, and Revolut, leader of the consumer fintech pack, were also beginning to compete in the personal loan space. This has led to the credit union's share of personal lending stagnating for nearly a decade. In order for the movement to survive and thrive, we needed to overcome this and grow the credit union's loan book. And we'd have to do so with just 5% share of voice. Compounding the problem was the credit union's history. Understandably, as a membership organisation, since launching 63 years ago, it's focused mostly on recruiting new members. However, the current situation required a different focus. With 3.6 million members across Ireland, the credit union did not need to push membership. It needed to increase loan applications from its existing base. Analysis of credit union loan data revealed a startling truth. The problem wasn't the amount of loans the credit union was issuing. Volume was high. No, it was the size of the loans, which on average were relatively small and low value. Further research revealed that the average loan size nationally was about €8,500, whereas the credit union loan size was just €7,351. If that doesn't sound like much, multiply that across tens of thousands of loans and suddenly it starts to add up. Why was this happening? Because of what the credit union had come to represent in terms of lending, small loans for incidental things, this perception needed to change. People applied to the credit union for smaller amounts because the reasons they were applying for were not tied to bigger ticket items. We realised a simple but powerful reality. People go to the banks for loans with note, for cars, home improvement, life changes. And they go to the credit unions for smaller, incidental needs. People assumed that banks were for big loans, credit unions were for smaller ones. We needed to unlock the larger loans market for the credit union if we were going to achieve our ambitious growth objectives and save the movement. We wanted people to apply to credit union for bigger loans, monster-sized loans. So that is what our campaign focused on. We created a suite of animated monsters existing in a live-action world who are intent on acquiring specific big-ticket items, cars, home improvements, once-in-a-lifetime holidays, colleges, weddings, for which they needed large loans or monster loans. The creation of these fluent devices allowed us to tie our Through the Line campaign together with a simple, single message that stood out massively from the rest of the sector.
And this fluent device-led creative approach really worked. We successfully increased the average credit union loan size from €7,351 to €8,997, surpassing our initial target and becoming bigger than the national average loan size. And while not our primary objective, loan volumes also increased by 58% due to the campaign. Econometric analysis revealed that the Monster Loans campaign drove a whopping $1.3 billion in incremental loan enquiries across 2020 to 2022. All of which meant we absolutely smashed through the market share cap the brand had stagnated in for the best part of a decade, increasing from 32% to 40%, all with just 7% share of voice over the period, and in the face of the black swan that was COVID-19. Which just goes to show, a sharp strategy executed according to creative effectiveness best practice can transform the fortunes of any brand, even those with very limited budgets.